Last time, we began a scenario where Turles was actually canon. And not only that, he ended up surviving, with Goku taking a big risk and bringing him along to Namek. Now with Turles there on the planet with everyone else, what's going to happen from here on out? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 2 of What If Turles Survived. As Turles gets a good look at everyone, he realizes that maybe this won't be so bad. He already got to showcase his power against the Ginyu Force, and he's not even fully healed yet. He truly has grown a lot stronger. Kakarot has too. Plus, he does learn about the Dragon Balls here when they're mentioned. So there's wish-granting orbs here, and once his strength is fully back, he's even going to be able to fight Frieza, possibly even defeat him. This is going to be really fun. Although, the Ginyu Force isn't necessarily defeated yet. They hear a voice yell out behind them as a beam of energy comes towards Turles. Ginyu's still there. He was watching everything, obviously. And he took this brief moment to steal Turles' body, reading the power on a scouter and seeing that Turles was the strongest here. Well, supposedly. As he gets into Turles' body, he realized that it's kind of injured still. Even though he was exerting a great amount of power, it's because he couldn't really suppress it. Goku, on the other hand, actually can suppress his. So after using some of it against the other Ginyu Force members, it dropped right back down, but Turles is at a constant high. Still learning to control his ki. But this is still good for Ginyu. The power in this body should still be enough, especially if he could heal himself a bit. But even without that, he'd probably be able to defeat everyone here. The Ginyu Force is already giving them trouble. And this guy fought them with ease, so now that he has his body, this should be good. Although Ginyu is a bit disappointed because the increase in power isn't as much as he expected. Mainly due to Turles still not being fully healed. But Goku says he'll handle this. He's actually the strongest one here right now. Plus, Ginyu's not going to have any idea of how to use Turles' body. And on top of that, Goku knows exactly where Turles is injured, so he can exploit that in this fight. Meanwhile, Turles is in Ginyu's injured body. Still pretty confused on what just happened. In a burst of anger, he yells at Goku and tells him to kill that bastard. But then he realized that that's his body, so maybe don't do that. Just beat him really badly and then get him back into his original body. That's true, they can't really kill Ginyu here either. At least not if they want to keep Turles alive. And of course Goku does want to keep him alive. So Goku faces Ginyu in Turles' body. It is kind of a tough fight for Goku, and he does get a bit injured in this, but he is able to take the win here and actually defeat Ginyu. Even without having full access to Turles' power, Ginyu still is pretty strong here in this body. Once defeated, he tries to take Goku's body next, but Goku's able to think pretty quickly, and he activates Kaioken at its full power, getting enough speed to grab Ginyu's original body, swapping it back with Turles, with Vegeta then simply walking over to it, destroying what's left of Ginyu. Although Turles is pretty worn out, and Goku is too. Thankfully, Goku didn't get beat nearly as bad as Turles was. So they're going to need to heal somehow, but it's fine because they have the healing pods. Turles is probably going to take a bit longer to heal, but as for Goku, he won't take too long. And now that they have a moment to breathe, Vegeta asks Goku to explain who this guy is. How and where did he find another Saiyan? Especially one this strong, one who appears to be a low-class warrior but has that great amount of power. And Turles chuckles to himself weakly. The prince is scared of him, isn't he? Goku says he's going to have to explain later because it is kind of a long story, and Krillin's also worried. Why did he bring the Saiyan here anyways? Of course, they want to know how he found Turles in the first place, but mainly why is he here? And Goku says he really had no choice. Really, he kinda did. But Goku saw potential in him and thinks that he'll be a great ally. Even Vegeta's allied with them here, so the chances of Turles working with them, especially with the fact that he has something in common with Goku, it seems more likely. After all, as a fellow low-class warrior, he did want to join forces with Goku, although with different motives in mind. It's also a gut feeling for Goku too, and it's kind of the same as how he spared Vegeta. But he does think this is the right choice. Plus, after this whole thing on Namek, they probably won't have to worry about him either. It's a shame they use all the Senzu beans, but thankfully Goku's not going to take too long to heal. Turles, on the other hand, they're not too sure. Especially because Ginyu injured the body before he left it. As the two of them start getting healed, a wish is made to revive Piccolo and bring him to Namek, just like normal. Now, nothing really changes here, especially because Goku and Turles are both out of commission. So there's not many big apparent changes yet. Although, Piccolo obviously does know the fact that Turles is there. King Kai filled everybody in, and Piccolo's kind of concerned about this. The fact that there's another Saiyan there, and the fact that Vegeta's there in general, both of those are big points of concern for him. He wonders if that guy will even work with them. Vegeta's one thing because they at least know they have a common enemy, but Turles, they know nothing about him. He hopes he could trust Goku's judgment on this one, and Gohan thinks that they can. Even Vegeta's working with them here, so maybe that Turles guy will too. But this is all communicated through King Kai because Piccolo's still teleported to a different part of the planet like normal, so he doesn't get there just in time. Piccolo makes his way over, and Frieza does too, eventually finding the group after they summon Porunga. Once again, a lot of this goes the same. The fight with first form Frieza is not really too different, and then he goes into his second form. This is where the changes occur. Specifically at the point in the fight where Frieza nearly stabs Krillin. As he launches up to pierce through Krillin with his horns, he suddenly comes to a halt midair. Someone grabs onto his tail, swings him around, and then throws him down into the water below, saving Krillin in the nick of time. Krillin's terror turns to excitement. It's his best friend. Goku's back. And he's pretty angered too, especially to see Krillin being nearly killed like that, alongside Gohan's life being threatened. But it should be all okay now. Goku feels a lot stronger now that he's healed here again. Plus, he could sense that Piccolo's about to arrive too, and something's strange about his power this time. Either way though, this is good. Now they finally have a chance against Frieza. With Frieza of course pretty surprised to see another Saiyan here, and he looks so strangely familiar too. But he's definitely a low-class warrior, so probably nothing of concern. Even Vegeta's not too big of an issue for him. Of course, Frieza's judgment is wrong here, and then Goku's able to force him to go into his third form. Here, two things happen. For one, Vegeta tries to get Krillin to hurt him so he can get a Zenkai boost, and Piccolo also arrives on the scene too, which is a perfect distraction because it means Vegeta's going to do this completely unnoticed. And even in his terrifying third form, the group is still able to put up a pretty good fight here. Goku's not even forced to use his full power just yet, and with Piccolo helping, and with Vegeta getting a power boost too, combined they're able to make some good progress. But Frieza still has one more form. He's still holding back significantly, as Frieza showcases his final form, easily defeating Goku here, not even giving him a chance to use Kaioken either. But the group isn't too worried because Dende is still nearby and Frieza still hasn't noticed him. The rest of them just need to buy some time. Goku gets healed by Dende, and all the while he wonders how much longer it's going to take for Turles to get back. Vegeta gave them a time frame and it's already passed, so where is he? And just as Dende finishes healing him up, Goku senses a familiar power next to him. Turles arrives on the scene. He's surprised that he was able to find this all without a scouter. Looks like he finally learned how to sense power accurately. Plus he's pretty surprised at the new set of clothes that he has on. His armor was pretty beat up, especially because it went through two big battles. First the one with Goku on Earth, and then the one here against Ginyu. Turles actually took these clothes from the ship. It seems they were extra clothes for Kakarot, and they just barely fit him because of the size increase. But they'll make do for now. And Goku just looks at him in awe, feeling the power that Turles has. Both of them just got huge boosts in power. But Turles especially is interesting. After all, this is the first time that Turles was actually fully healed. The Tree of Might actually did make him the strongest, didn't it? Goku just hopes that he can count on Turles to help here. He didn't realize that Turles would get this strong. But Turles says what the hell. He'll go for it. He's glad about this power. He's happy. Plus, as a fellow low-class warrior, he'll stick together with Kakarot. He may be kinda soft as a warrior, and it does annoy him that Kakarot spared him on Earth. But at the same time, he just saved his life against Ginyu, so he can't really be mad about that. So as thanks here, he'll form a temporary alliance with the fellow low-class warrior. It's a win-win for him. He gets a good fight out of this, and maybe he'll get those Dragon Balls too. Then surprised to hear that they're actually gone. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Well, whatever. He's still gonna get a good fight, and the look on Frieza and Vegeta's faces will be worth it. Vegeta especially. Him being here makes Turles really happy. He could prove the might of a low-class Saiyan to the prince. He was already scared before, and Turles wants to see that again. Turles' superiority complex is a good thing here, because he admires Goku for being like him, and it makes him more willing to ally with Goku, being able to prove his superiority to the Emperor and the Prince. The two of them fly back into the fight together. The rest of the group can't believe the power that they're feeling, not just from Goku, but from Turles especially, and Piccolo's really concerned after sensing it up close. Why did Goku bring him here? Frieza at first thinks he's seeing double. He thinks he's hallucinating because he thought he killed that Saiyan. But Goku was barely able to make it, and now there's another person here who looks exactly like him. Well, almost exactly like him. Both of these things come as a huge shock to him. There's two extra Saiyans left, and they're both low-class warriors that look exactly the same. Maybe they're even brothers. Frieza doesn't know. But Turles introduces himself to Frieza. His name is Turles, formerly the leader of the Crusher Corps, although they're kind of disbanded now. Oh, the Crusher Corps. Frieza's army had actually heard of that faction, but they never knew that there was a Saiyan part of it, especially leading it. But this only serves to anger Frieza even more, because the Crusher Corps kinda was a bit of competition. Though they didn't have much of an impact on the Frieza force, the Crusher Corps did go around conquering smaller planets. Not only does Frieza hate Turles for being a Saiyan, but he hates him for being competition, stealing his business. But it's good to have all the Saiyans in one place. This must be his lucky day. Sure, he didn't get the Dragon Balls, but he's gonna get to finally wipe out all the Saiyans. In terms of power levels here, there's not really too much to cover because most of the group is pretty much the same. But let's look at Turles and Goku at least. Turles' power is at 40 million. The power of the Tree of Might is still coursing through his veins. Plus, with the multitude of Zenkais he got and all the training he had on the way to Namek, he actually grew pretty significantly, which is why it was such a surprise to everyone. As for Goku, he's at 6 million, placing him exactly at 120 million with Kaioken times 20. I feel like this is pretty reasonable for Goku. He did have more boosts in power, but they were smaller, plus that one big one from Frieza. And on top of that, his training on the way to Namek was better because he had a training partner. So I think 6 million compared to 3 million, it's a pretty reasonable boost. This also does mean that at Kaioken times 20, Goku matches Frieza's 100% power. But of course he can't maintain Kaioken forever. The group all fights Frieza together, but it's mainly Goku, Turles, and Piccolo doing the heavy lifting. And with him just in his final form right now, they're actually doing pretty well against him, especially at a point when Goku powers up into Kaioken times 20. Frieza eventually gets up to 50%, but Goku completely dogwalks him. At 50%, Frieza barely overpowers Turles, but Goku with Kaioken times 20 has double the power. And this gets him to realize he needs just one good shot at Frieza, and he'll be able to defeat him here. Kaioken times 20 is more than enough. even though he can't really use it too well. And at times 10 he exactly matches Frieza. And Turles is pretty impressed too. Even though Kakarot's base is weaker, that technique he uses makes him a lot stronger. It's the same thing he used to fight Turles back on Earth. But with the advantage in power, Goku probably still would want Frieza to show off his full strength. Of course, the others think he's crazy for this. But Goku's not being cocky here. He's just confident in his power and Turles'. What better way to defeat Frieza than to shatter his pride? And you know what? Turles can get behind that. Vegeta can too, even though he's not really going to be doing any of the attacking here. King Kai yells into Goku's mind calling him an idiot, but they let Frieza do this anyways. With Goku briefly dipping out, it's Frieza powers up. And it's just like Goku thought. It does make him a lot more powerful, but still, Frieza's gonna lose here. The reason Goku dipped out is because he went to go get healed by Dende again. It didn't give him a massive boost in power because he wasn't really too injured, but it put him back at full health, and it did buff him a little bit. With him now at full strength and a little bit stronger, he actually does overpower Frieza very slightly. And with help from Turles, collectively they completely overpower Frieza. It's a tough fought battle, especially because Goku needs to use Kaioken times 20, but they're able to defeat Frieza finally. Frieza nearly tries to blow up the planet, but Goku's able to stop it. Goku got what he wanted. He got a good fight out of Frieza, and he got to completely shatter his pride. Frieza's defeated, and Goku tells him to go home. But before Frieza or anyone else could do anything, Turles simply walks up to the defeated Emperor. How pathetic. Not only is he going to be killed by a Saiyan, but a low-class one of all things. With Goku sensing Turles' power spiking, immediately knowing what he's about to do, but it's already too late. Turles completely vaporizes the weakened Frieza, cementing his spot as the mightiest. And he looks to Goku. It's just like he told him before. He's way too soft, sparing Frieza of all people. But it's fine because their alliance here is done anyways. He thanks Kakarot for the experience, and tells him not to worry. He doesn't plan on coming back to Earth again. Well, at least not to take it over. Maybe he'll come back for a fight with Kakarot someday. But for now, this is really all he wanted. He launches off, going to take one of the Frieza Force spaceships, flying off into space. The others really can't believe it, especially Vegeta. He knows why Kakarot's so strong. That power, Kaioken, is the same thing that he fought against on Earth. But Turles, he had no technique, no transformation. And it makes Vegeta wonder, is Turles a Super Saiyan? But they're not going to have an answer anytime soon, because Turles is now off on his own. Piccolo still can't believe he let Turles go and brought him here in the first place. But Goku says it all worked out in the end. And look, Turles didn't even threaten them. And he nudges Piccolo and whispers, honestly, if anything, Vegeta's still a bigger threat than Turles. At least with Turles, they know he's not going to attack Earth again. With the Dragon Balls back on Earth, Kami wishes for all the Namekians and everyone else killed by Frieza to be revived. This also does bring back Porunga temporarily, and they use that last wish to bring Yamcha back. Ten and Chaozu will come back together later on, and the Namekians actually offer to do this. Mori becomes the new elder when Guru dies not too long later. And as a thanks to everyone here, the least they could do is revive the other people that they wanted to revive. They're just going to have to wait a few more months, which is fine. As for Vegeta, he really has no clue where to go now. He could do the same thing Turles did, just steal one of the ships there and leave. But the rest of the group kind of wants to keep an eye on him, and once they regroup with Bulma, she decides to just drag him back to Earth. They already let one Saiyan escape, so it's better to keep Vegeta close too. With Bulma just as surprised to hear about Turles and everything that happened with him. On the way back, Goku finally explains everything too, now having the time to tell them what happened. Honestly, Goku doesn't really know either. Turles came to Earth, grew some big tree, ate a fruit off it, and then got really strong somehow. But they're still confused on why he let Turles go. He had the chance to kill him multiple times, but didn't. And not just that, but he brought Turles along. Vegeta's especially angry about this, but Goku does remind him. He did the exact same thing for Vegeta not too long ago. And Vegeta doesn't really have a rebuttal for that. And you know, Gohan kinda sees why he did it. Just like he told Piccolo before. He trusted Goku's judgment, and it turned out that he was right. In the end, they won against Frieza. Turles isn't a threat, and he helped defeat Frieza. And also on top of that, he did kill Frieza. They don't know if Goku leaving him alive was the right choice. Although Goku does admit, he did expect Frieza to try some stupid underhanded tactic later on. And Goku was prepared to kill him if that was the case. Although, he wonders what plans Turles has next. And Goku's gonna get a lot stronger for their next meeting. But he's gonna do it his own way. He's gonna work for it. Turles is proof that low-class warriors can grow really strong, but so is Goku. And he did it through hard work and training. He overcame an elite Saiyan, and he's gonna overcome this low-class Saiyan too. In the end, his hard work will let him win. And this is where we leave off for now. What'd you think about this part? What's Turles gonna do next time, and when's he gonna come back? Leave your thoughts and suggestions below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel and shows me you want to see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.